All right, over to Leicester. Brendan Rodgers, who, if he leaves, if he doesn't save Leicester from relegation,
they're not doing terrible. So
yeah,
got a result here against Brighton.
So they got a long way to go.
They do.
They got to be more consistent. And to me, I think Brendan Rodgers is almost untouchable as far as the Leicester City board goes. But, you know, I think he's come to the end of the road almost with Leicester City. So who comes in to replace him if it is the end of the road?
So for me, Brendan Rodgers, I think he should stick it out to at least the end of the season. I don't think they should fire him mid-season. I do think he'll keep Leicester in the Premier League. But if they do want to go with a change, they wait till the end of the season. My number 3 pick would be Rudy Garcia. I know you had mentioned him previously for the Everton job. He's the current manager at El Nasir, coaching good old Cristiano Ronaldo. But he had a good year in France with Lille. He won the domestic double there. You know, then he's had a kind of a mixture of fortunes at Roma, and then he's been at Marseille, went to Lyon. But with that Lyon team, he made it to the Champions League semifinals. And so he's kind of had it up and down. But I think he could be a good coach, you know. Similar to why you kind of want him at Everton, I think he could do okay at Leicester.
Yeah, I agree. And I forgot to warn, the captive audience. Our clothes aren't the only thing that match. A lot of our decisions with these picks were very similar, but for different spots. So...
And then so then my number 2 coach, I would say for Leicester would be Andre Villas-Boas. It's kind of hard to believe he's only 43 years old. You know, he's already had a lengthy management career.
I mean, what has he been around for? Like 10 years already?
Yeah, I mean,
a little longer.
We remember him at Chelsea. We remember him at Tottenham. So yeah.
I mean, I remember him at Porto mostly, but
Porto, yep.
That's also where he was the most successful. So,
and then he was also in Zenit St. Petersburg in Russia, and then went to China. His last job was at Marseille. He took him to Champions League qualification in 2020, but then he left the club after some disagreements over transfers. But yeah, I think he could be a good coach. He's got Premier League experience. You know, I don't think you bring him in right now for a relegation fight. You have to, for him, you would definitely have to wait for the summer to have him get a full summer training with his players. You know, maybe bring in a couple players that he might want. But I don't think he's a bad coach. You know, he's coached at big clubs, so I think he could be an all right fit. And then my number 1 to take over Leicester would be Rafa Benitez. He's got Premier League experience. We've seen him at Liverpool. He made the poor choice of then going to Everton to coach, where it didn't last long. Kind of knew it wouldn't last long there, being a Liverpool coach, having success with them. I mean, where else has he been? He was at Real Madrid. He's coached there.
Yeah. He's been all over the place. But I think I'm more surprised that you're picking a former Liverpool coach to replace a former Liverpool coach.
What do you mean? Brendan Rodgers. I get it now.
Yeah. I mean exactly what I said. I don't know what you want.
At Leicester, though, yeah.
Yeah.
Took me a second.
You're like, wait,
yeah.
Where did Jurgen Klopp go? I don't know.
So, yeah, I think Rafa could do all right. He was at Newcastle for a while. I feel like he did a pretty good job there.
Yeah.
When they were struggling. And so he's been in that relegation fight as well. And he's been at the top as well with clubs like Real Madrid and Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'd be my number 1 pick for Leicester, Rafa Benitez.
Okay. Well, I also picked Rafa Benitez. However, he's my number 3. I think, with the style of play and the players that Leicester City has, I think he's a good fit.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And they wouldn't have to pry him from any clubs because he's unemployed right now. But I agree. I would not bring him in right now. I would definitely wait till the end of the season. And ultimately, I don't even know if Brendan Rodgers leaves. I think he probably stays and asks for some money and sells some players and tries to completely rebuild this squad. But
I think they should stick by him, if I'm being honest.
I do too. But my second is actually the exact same as yours. Andre Villas-Boas. My thing with him, though, is he leaves every club not by getting fired, but because he doesn't agree with the board. Like, he just leaves because he's like, I disagree, and I'm gone. So I don't know if it's it probably would be for, the style of play of Leicester City, players they have. He'd be a good fit, but I don't know if he gets in one argument with that board, he's just going to leave. So,
You know who I almost said as one of these coaches would be to bring back the Cinderella coach, Mr. Claudio Ranieri.
yeah.
Thought about him, but I forget where he's off coaching at, but I thought that would have been another fun one.
It would have been fun, yeah. I didn't even think of him, but that's a great choice. I probably should have done my research a little bit better and went with him. But I'm going to go with my number one as a coach that I've already mentioned, Peter Bosz. It's the style of play. It matches Leicester City perfectly. Maybe they just need a different voice in the locker room to inspire those players to get back where they were even last season. But he's a great coach. He's done good things. He knows how to get more out of his players, and they need to press a lot more. They tend to sit back a lot, and then they get bitten in the ass at Leicester for just allowing the opponents to come onto them and trying to counter after that. So I think he'd be very good as far as changing the dynamics of their offense. So